Imagine checking your phone on a Monday morning and seeing a bank transfer for $500 billion. You have exactly 7 days to spend every penny on physical goods. If you pull it off, you keep the assets. If you fail, the bank takes it all back. The rules are simple: no donations, no gifts, no deliberate destruction of the cash. And you cannot park the money in financial instruments like stocks or bonds. Every dollar must leave the account in exchange for legal ownership of actual goods and services. An account liaison arrives at your door with a briefcase, promising to bring you whatever purchase agreements you need to sign within the hour. The countdown started the moment you open the message. You have 168 hours. Success depends on more than just desire. The real challenge is acquisition, finding a way to physically take legal ownership of $500 billion worth of assets before the clock runs out. Real estate is the first target. You look for the most expensive listings currently active. By 9 in the morning, your lawyers are simultaneously closing on a $300 million Colorado ranch and this waterfront compound in Palm Beach. By noon, 40 lawyers are coordinating purchases in Los Angeles, Dubai, London, and Monaco. By evening, your brokers report they have exhausted every available residential listing in Southern California priced above $50 million. You broaden the search, signing for 51 properties in 9 countries by midnight. On Tuesday, you move to luxury goods. You buy the equivalent of 3 years of Patek Philippe's entire production. You acquire every Bugatti, Pagani, and Koenigsegg in dealer inventories, eventually buying up entire annual production runs for some of the world's most exclusive manufacturers. By the 3rd hour of buying diamonds, the stones stop registering as beautiful. The first $100 million purchase carries the weight of its price tag, but by the 30th signature, you are signing legally binding documents with the same automatic movement you use to dismiss an email. This shows the mathematical gravity against you. By the end of day 2, you've spent $22 billion. But while that money sits, it earns interest at current rates, roughly $68 million every 24 hours. The faster you spend, the faster the balance grows. To move hundreds of billions, you need more than jewelry. You instruct your aviation team to buy every top-tier private jet on the market. You pivot to maritime brokers and purchase 43 superyachts over 80 meters long, suddenly becoming the employer of a 3,000-person crew. You clear out fine art inventory. Sotheby's arranges a private viewing of works by Rothko, Monet, and Basquiat. You buy 26 major pieces, not based on aesthetics, but because your advisors confirm they have the clearest title documentation and the fastest transfer times. You call the major commodities desks for physical gold. You want 250 tons of bars. That single transaction represents about 7.5% of the entire world's annual gold production. This shows why global commodities are difficult to acquire in bulk. As your purchase executes, the global price of gold spikes 4%. By trying to buy a massive percentage of the supply, you've made every remaining ounce significantly more expensive. You pivot to land, buying investment-grade farmland, agricultural water rights, and every private island currently listed for sale, 800 in total. Scaling from luxury goods to raw commodities reveals a hard ceiling. There is only so much liquid inventory on the planet that can be legally transferred for cash within a single week. With $411 billion remaining, you try to commission 100 new superyachts and pay up front. The yards refuse. Global production is capped at about 20 ships a year, limited by the available number of master craftsmen and specialized steelworkers. You try to buy $10 billion of Bitcoin. As the first orders clear, the price rises 22%. Your own activity is moving the market so aggressively that each additional dollar buys fewer coins at a higher price, making the purchase defeat itself. You attempt to book an immediate orbital space mission. The price is irrelevant. Physics and biology require 6 months of training and medical simulations. Capital cannot bypass the time needed for human preparation. You request advanced military aircraft. Multiple governments respond with a firm refusal. International traffic and arms regulations prohibit these sales to private individuals. These regulatory frameworks do not negotiate with bank balances. Sunday night arrives. The 7-day clock expires. After exhausting every legal and physical avenue for immediate exchange, the total spent sits at $107 billion. The constraints of time, skilled labor, and international law have capped your spending capacity. Every remaining door is locked by either physics or regulation. You have left the global markets in shock. Real estate prices in luxury hubs have risen 20%. You've transferred $17 billion in value to existing gold holders simply by appearing in the market. Major banks are issuing reports to explain the massive, unexplained anomalies in cryptocurrency. The final math is revealing. You spent $107 billion. In that same week, the unspent money generated $430 million in interest. Look at the total balance. You still have $392 billion. The principal outpaces your spending. By the time the clock stops, the total expenditure stalls at approximately $110 billion. This figure represents the total volume of physical goods and immediate title transfers the global economy was actually able to process in 7 days. This explains why ultra-wealthy individuals hold their assets in compounding structures like trusts and holding companies. These vehicles are designed to grow quietly across decades, specifically to avoid the market distortions and physical bottlenecks of direct consumption. At this scale, wealth functions as an autonomous machine. The sheer volume of the principal generates new capital faster than the physical world can provide things to buy with it. You end the week with more money than you started with. The machine is still running.